Hello all, welcome to episode 3 of Being a Christian on the Spectrum. Today's episode is based on socialization. And I have no idea why I'm doing this awkward introduction. So I want to start by saying, why is socialization important? I bring this up because it's something that I struggle with being on a spectrum, and it's also something, as I understand, people on the spectrum also struggle with. Now, why is it important? Why do I believe socialization is important? Well, it's good for both Christians and non-Christians alike, but especially as a Christian, it's important to be in the company of others who can help you on your growth. We believe iron sharpens iron, and when you're in the company of others, you can help them grow. You can build each other up. Humanity in general needs companionship. So while it's true... Okay. Sorry, my cat's giving me trouble. Come on, Rich. Be nice. Here, sit down. So while it's true that, those of us on the spectrum, a lot of us on the spectrum actually, we could use more alone time than others, I have found that too much alone time lasting for too great of a length of time is actually very detrimental. So when it comes to socialization, the question we ask is, well, what is my specific struggle when it comes to that? So with me, it's something I struggle with, reading social cues, reading body language, maintaining conversations, eye contact, just the general, how do I describe it? The general way that society, that the unwritten rules of communication, unwritten rules of socialization, that's something I struggle with, and that's something a lot of us on the spectrum also struggle with. And for that reason, it's very tempting. It's easy for us to say, nope, I don't want to struggle with that. I don't want to deal with the challenges of having to learn how to socialize, having to adapt, and you just want to isolate. Now, I can tell you from my experience, isolation for too long has a very detrimental effect. Mental effect on me spiritually, mentally, all around. So, since I came to Mass in 2017, I started going to a church, a very good local church. However, I've been very spotty with attendance because I didn't think that the social environments were meant for me. I thought I couldn't fit in. And once COVID hit, most things shut down, and at that point I pretty much stopped socialization completely. I wasn't socializing with anybody, either in person or through the computer. Now, even when things opened up again, I still chose to stay isolated. I thought it would be easier and more comfortable to not put myself in situations that made me uncomfortable. And that was a big mistake. Over time, all that did, it made my depression worse. It increased the anxiety. My social skills went down even further. And most importantly, my spiritual walk significantly diminished. So, given what I experienced, I can conclude that isolation and a lack of socialization is very detrimental for our spiritual and mental health. We will never reach our full potential if we refuse to socialize. So I just want to encourage those of you out there who are also on a spectrum, who are choosing not to socialize, choosing to withdraw. I would say don't make my mistake. I would say even if it's uncomfortable at first, even if it's challenging, socialization, being in the company of others, especially those who are there to build you up, as iron sharpens iron, that's the most beneficial thing that you could have. Now, I've noticed that the few times that I did choose to socialize, go to small groups or social events or whatnot, during the times I was isolating, I felt so much better afterwards. There was never a time when I did that and said, I wish I didn't go. But the amount of times where something was going on and I chose not to do it because I just wanted to, I I wasn't comfortable with the situation and instead chose to watch Netflix, chose to sleep in, or waste time on the computer, I always regretted it the next day that I didn't go to whatever event it was. Now, my experience being involved in my church has been anything but positive, where at times, at first, I thought I didn't belong, I couldn't connect to them, couldn't socialize. It wasn't like that at all. They accepted me for who I was unconditionally, despite my differences, despite being awkward and not being able to relate in certain ways. They accepted me. And that's how it should be with all Christian brothers and sisters. We accept people for who they are. I would say if you're part of a church that rejects you or judges you, first I want to apologize that they're doing that to you. That's probably not the church for you, but my experience has been awesome.